event celebrating the 50th anniversary of Title IX legislation. Join me, Aaron Sorensen, along with three-time Olympic medalist and Nebraska volleyball standout Jordan Larson, plus Carol Frost, Peaches James Keaton, and Brenda Van Langen. Title IX, 50 years in the making, is Saturday, June 18th at 6 p.m. in the Coliseum at UNL. Free tickets are available at nebraskapublicmedia.org/Title IX.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Behind the Game with PJ, live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Priscilla Joseph.
Welcome in to Behind the Game with PJ, live from Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Woo! Out here in South Lincoln. I am Rico, joined by the wonderful Priscilla Joseph.
Hey.
We are here to bring you all kinds of stuff, all kinds of possible knowledge and facts and figures and numbers and opinions.
Lots of opinions around here.
Lots of opinions right here on Behind the Game with PJ. Get in contact with us. The Starter Heyman text line, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. Join us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream as well. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Priscilla, how are you on this wonderful Thursday?
Full. I just stuffed my face with some delicious lemon pepper wings.
I have really not yet had the lemon pepper wings or
the buttered wings
or the
really,
buttered
really
wings
good.
Or I really like I've had a couple of things from here, but I want to try the rest of it. Probably in the second order. I'll put it in the second order. In the second hour, look at that. I'm already looking forward to eating food. In the second hour, I'll put it in order and then take some home to the wifey and eat some myself, obviously. Maybe on the way back, maybe before I leave. Who knows? I don't know. Depends.
Listen, we ordered a bunch of food. Hopefully there's some left for tomorrow for the kids because I don't eat leftovers.
Ain't gonna be no food left.
But yeah, no, it was all really
leftovers.
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Is there something wrong with them?
It doesn't taste as good?
Well, no, of course they don't taste as good. Like food fresh tastes the best, but leftovers are still good. I am a leftover connoisseur. I would prefer all of my food fresh.
Listen, there's only like probably a handful of items that I can actually eat leftover.
Really?
But actually, ever since like the air fryer.
Oh yeah, the air fryer is a game changer.
Like
leftovers are delicious,
especially like leftover pizza in the air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like bread.
I had a leftover quesadilla that I tossed in the air fryer. It was almost better than it was fresh because it got crunchy.
Exactly.
So I took a bite, it was crunch, and then the cheese pull, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I might be onto something.
So
here.
now I think there's a lot more stuff that I eat leftover, but most of the time,
quesadillas in the air fryer now.
Like literally, I think that is the most life-changing kitchen gadget because there's a million kitchen gadgets.
Oh yeah,
that
shout
are
out
like
to air
just
fryers.
life-changing, right? Like it's just, but like I literally stick everything in the air fryer. Everything. I'm like, oh wait, just stick it in the air fryer.
So I haven't tried it yet, but people were saying you can. Have you ever had deep fried Oreos?
I have not.
Okay. First
in
off,
the air fryer?
Well, hold on. First off, they're delicious. You need to try them somehow.
Like a mess.
They're actually not. They're pretty clean. Secondly, I've heard people make them in the air fryer. I haven't tried myself.
Okay.
But I have had them at like State Fair or something. You know, where they actually deep fry them and then in the oil, and it's chef's kiss.
Mickey
delicious.
Rain actually has an Oreo obsession.
Oh, then this will be right down his alley.
And he likes. And wait, and listen, he like literally only eats the breading on a corn dog. Because isn't that what like the deep fried Oreos?
Yeah, it's like cornmeal.
Cornmeal, whatever. That would be like, I'd be in big trouble. He'd probably be like, Mas.
You know what? So the wifey just texted me. Apparently, Okay, no, actually, I remember. My sister-in-law made them in the air fryer. Still delicious.
Still delicious.
So
oh
yeah.
yes. Well, we're gonna have to try them. But
Shout
yeah,
out Holly, who just got back from South Africa. My sister-in-law.
What?
She was there for a month for something with the university, like a class. So she was
Oh.
in South Africa for a month, and I'm extremely jealous of her because she has pictures of like elephants where they're like
right next to her.
Like, I mean, they're not like that close, but they're like extremely close. So she has pictures of rhinos, further away, and pictures of hippos further away. A bunch of birds.
It's like a whole full-on safari.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm
Oh
so
my
jealous.
God,
Well, they
how
like stayed
amazing.
on the safari or reserve or whatever. So, very jealous. Like it looked amazing.
Yeah, that sounds like some good stuff, like some good fun.
But
would you go? Like, would you?
yes,
take
I want
the
to.
kids
Yes.
And all that
The
stuff?
kids. Well, if it was just like a safari, yeah.
Yeah.
But if we had to like stay overnight, like in the reserve,
Yeah.
maybe not. But I mean, if we're in like a hotel or if like the reserve had like cabins or something, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But like one night they stayed like under the stars. Like they stayed outside. Somebody had to stay awake and like tend to the flames. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That is pretty neat. I've only camped one time with my cousin. It was, I mean, we had time of our lives. It was literally just us, and we were somewhat adults. And we survived. But I was like, I don't know if I can just sleep outside. I mean, that's a task in itself.
Yeah.
Because you got to put the tent up and do all of this stuff.
It's not that hard.
And then, well, and I really like my bed. Even
Oh,
more
yeah.
so now that I have like a Tempur-Pedic bed.
Oh,
Would
fancy.
like go up and, like I was just like, oh, now I can't even go sleep in a hotel.
I mean, you could. You just have to deal with it. Sorry about it.
Yeah, but I don't have that like
So
perfect
now you extra bougie. It's okay.
extra. Yeah, I mean,
Extra bougie.
we've already
we have established that
we've
already. That's already been decided.
Even though we figured out that you guys do sleep.
Well, we're not.
with
No. Okay.
68 degree.
Okay.
Okay,
We're not.
so
We're not. That's
let's
not
get it
bougie.
twisted.
That's just
Let's not get it
regular.
twisted.
That's
See,
just.
I
I found
am
out. I
regular.
found out that I had gone too far with that, and it actually made sense. But
So
now
I'm
you're.
not
But now.
bougie.
But no. Now you're complaining about having a Tempur-Pedic and not being able to sleep in a hotel. So you're bougie.
Okay.
You're back to the
Dang.
bougie side of things.
Darn it. That's not fair. All right.
Oh, we have
As-
a couple of texts coming
Oh.
in. No, not that. Okay, so my co-host from Happy Hour,
Okay.
Nick Sainer, was throwing out the first pitch today
Wait, did we miss it?
at the Lincoln Salt Dogs. I hope somebody recorded it. If somebody recorded it and you're listening right
Send
now,
it.
send it to me on Twitter at Radio Rico AC. I want to see
Yes.
it. But Jeremy lets me know. He says Nick threw his 65-mile-an-hour first pitch. It was just off the plate inside if you're a right-handed batter. It looked like a breaking ball on purpose. He immediately grabbed his arm after the throw. It says Rico's was more of a strike than the former baseballer. Therefore, I win. That's all that matters. I win.
Why is it always a competition between y'all?
Because we're co-hosts and
Oh,
people
okay.
think we're friends. So
You
yeah,
guys are totally friends.
no, we're not friends. We don't even like each other.
That's not cool. Then how do you work with him?
I don't know. It's very hard, actually.
Oh my goodness.
even like the
All
guy.
Yeah, okay. We totally believe you.
Thank you. You should.
Totally.
I'm very believable.
Sometimes.
All right. So what are we getting into tonight? What are we doing?
Well, listen, the College World Series is about to hit Omaha, this weekend?
Yep. Start opening ceremony is today.
Today.
First games start tomorrow.
And I'm hoping Mickey Joseph takes me to a game.
Takes you down to Omaha to watch the game.
Well, even if we just go and experience the whole like everyone's like the tailgating, the
Oh, it's fantastic.
Pregame,
The
the-
Texas fans are amazing. I'm sure there's a couple of LSU fans come up regardless. Like they don't care
That's
if
what
their
I've
team's not
heard.
in it. Like they'll be up here.
I'm kind of very upset with LSU fans that they never invited us to come up here.
Sorry about it.
So rude.
They're just hanging out with us. But
Clearly.
there's a couple of LSU fans. Some Texas fans are pretty good. The Arkansas fans are normally real nice. I can't think of any of the other ones.
So
I've
we
seen
got
Ole Miss fans or
Oklahoma,
anything, so.
Texas A&M.
Yeah,
Notre
I don't know about
Dame,
Oklahoma fans.
Texas,
Texas A&M is just themselves. Notre Dame is awful. Nobody likes Notre Dame.
Arkansas, Stanford,
Arkansas is good. Stanford, I don't know about their fans, but
Ole Miss,
I'm excited.
and Auburn.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Ole Miss on that. But so in Omaha
Can't
for the
stand Ole
College
Miss.
World Series, right? If
Can't stand Mississippi.
you can't,
Not like anything to do with the
Really?
state of Mississippi.
okay.
like,
MISSISSIPPI.
it's a trigger. It's a trigger for me.
Good. I hope it does because I'm picking Ole Miss. But so the city of Omaha picks a team in the College World Series if Nebraska and or Creighton don't make it,
Okay.
which it
So
has
who
been
did
many
Omaha,
years.
or who did Nebraska
So
pick?
I don't know yet. They will adopt a team. They will pick a team to adopt. It's usually not a national seed. Last year was NC State,
Okay.
and then they got. Was that last year? Yeah, last year was
So
NC
Notre
State,
Dame
but then they got
or
COVID
Stanford?
and they couldn't play their last game, which was very sad, and everybody was very sad. But I'm thinking this year, at least to me, I believe that Omaha fans, Nebraskans will adopt
Nebraskans.
either Arkansas because of Dave Van Horn and the connection to the state,
Okay.
or
What's his connection?
Miss.
You gotta school me.
he is the former head coach for Nebraska,
Oh, okay.
and he went to Arkansas, and he's doing big things down there.
Well, he should have been doing big things here,
Well,
but it doesn't work that way. So,
No, unfortunately
I don't know.
not.
That's kind of like some people get in their feelings when coaches leave. Or
yeah, well, people were in their
Have
feelings
to
for a
leave.
long time, and I think they've moved past those feelings,
Oh,
at least
okay.
based on what I've seen / heard from a lot of people.
Okay.
I
So it
think
can happen.
they've moved past those feelings. Although Arkansas beating Nebraska last year in the regional didn't really help,
Oh,
but
yeah.
again, I think that's something that people are kind of over.
Okay.
And the fact that they're unranked and they made it this far, I think people will rally behind the Razorbacks.
I like that we have that. I have something to look forward to right now. Like, yeah, that's like the one time Mickey came. I'm telling you, it was like this big old thing, and I'm like, where are you really? Like, I didn't believe he was at the College World Series. I'm like, are you sure you're there?
Yeah, no, it's an event. You need to go. You need to experience it. It's a fantastic time.
Yeah.
It's a blasty blast because you don't even have to go to a game. You just got to go down and experience the atmosphere and just take it all in. Like, there's just so many people downtown in that area. There's so many like shops set up, and you buy shirt. Like I got. I didn't get this shirt there, but I got a hat. I got a hat that has like this exact
might
thing
steal
on
that
it.
from you
You're not
tonight.
stealing the shirt. You're not. This is my
That's
shirt.
Rude.
This is my shirt. My wife. got
You
it for me.
should share.
No, this is my wife. You can go to the big sports store.
Tell your wife to send me wherever she got it.
You can go right that big sports store right down that way.
Shields?
Yeah, head down
They
there.
have it there?
Yeah, that's where we
Right
got this one. Well, I don't know if they have it anymore, but they
Well,
did.
that's rude.
Not my fault.
That's an old shirt. It looks brand new.
It's not. It is.
It's brand new.
We got it like a month ago. I just hadn't
then
worn
they
it.
better have it, or I'm
They
gonna have
might
to look
not.
online.
I don't know, but
Listen, if you're not here at Mary Ellen's, y'all need to get down here.
you really do.
We got
a couple people who walked in, a couple football players who walked in.
I would come down here if I were you, and the food was delicious. So
It is delicious. You can
'Cause I
talk
want
to
some more.
You can talk to Mickey Joseph himself if he's not eating food.
Yeah, you can, because he's not doing anything besides sitting at the table. So come bug Mickey Joseph. He's here.
Or you could, talk to us, but that's
yeah,
whatever.
send in your questions.
That's
we got more
neither here-
questions, right?
That's neither here nor there. Oh
you
yeah,
have
we got
any
a
more
couple. We got a
questions?
couple more texts.
All right, so you got, before we take another question, who are you going to root for before?
Ole Miss.
Okay. All right,
Hotty toddy.
we're not going with Ole Miss.
I am. You don't have to. Hotty toddy.
Okay,
We
so
like to potty.
actually, I really don't have a say in this, but I do have a say in this, but I don't. I'm gonna have to go with Texas for
Oh
the
my
only
goodness.
reason because
You can't. No.
We're not
no,
friends?
No.
Oh my God,
no,
why?
Priscilla, no. Do not retract your statement right now. Retract it. Retract it.
I can't. Oh
I
my
am
God,
so
everyone's
so-
gonna
I am
hate
so
me.
I am so sorry.
Oh no,
I am so sorry to everybody
Twitter's
who
gonna
is
go off on
watching,
me.
everybody who is listening. I apologize.
Listen, if
for
Mickey's cousin did not work at Texas, he doesn't work for baseball, but it's still like you gotta
You gotta-
root for it.
you. I mean, you don't. You really don't.
It's actually
Yeah.
it's a family rule.
No, it's not. Look,
Not here.
hey, look. Jordan Larson now works for Texas volleyball. That don't mean nothing. We still ain't
Okay.
gonna root for Texas.
All right, so we're not rooting for Texas. I gotta pick a different one.
Like, shout out Jordan
right, let's-
Larson,
well-
but bad career choice.
Should I do Oklahoma? Because my
No,
no
still no, no,
Well, like
no.
well, no, because Mickey. Well,
Yeah, we
but
play
his
them
daughter,
this
his daughter goes to
and
Oklahoma.
and
Oh, okay.
I
No,
don't
and
know.
okay. I have a
Still a hard
crybaby
pass.
over there.
oh, sad.
I don't. Texas A&M.
That's fine. I guess
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
you can choose Texas A&M.
I got friends that work there, and
This-
for the baseball team too. So
Okay, that's okay.
that's who I'm.
We
going for.
can do Texas A&M. That one's okay.
Okay.
Can't root for Texas. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh!
Who hurt
It's a
you?
thing.
Yes, that is a thing.
Oh, it is a thing.
That is a
okay, I remember
thing.
now. It's like the horns down. thing.
Yes.
Okay, I remember now. I apologize.
Goodness
Nebraska.
gracious. Better. I told you retract the
apologize.
statement.
Sheesh. I take it back. I take it back.
Speaking of horns down, did you hear about the national anthem singer who isn't Carl Lewis, DP? He didn't even hear me.
Oh.
The national anthem singer who sang at the national finals for the Women's College World Series.
Okay.
When he sang, flashed the horns down,
Oh.
and then the NCAA sent him a letter because he was supposed to sing the national anthem at the College World Series, and they said, not anymore.
Because Texas
Because
is in it, and they-
unsportsmanlike conduct and whatever. So they were like, sir.
Oh
no,
man,
no.
he just ruined.
So he
more
cost
of-
himself, an opportunity for a bigger stage and possibly a decent amount of money. I don't know how much you get paid for singing the national anthem. I don't even know if you
I
get paid.
bet if you
but-
ask him, it was worth it for
Oh,
him.
probably.
Especially because horns down is like a real
Oh,
sign
yeah.
of hatred.
Oh yeah.
To
Well,
Texas.
the fact that the Big 12 and the NCAA went along with Texas in making the horns down a personal foul, like unsportsmanlike conduct foul, is just
Somebody said
is
they're never
just-
gonna listen to me ever again. Oh no, that's so disrespectful.
Oh,
I
come on.
said I apologize.
4491. Please come back.
Come
she
back.
she
I
said sorry.
apologize. I said I retract. Rico made
See,
me
look.
retract.
See, look, 2766. Never, ever, ever, under no circumstance shall a Nebraska fan ever root for Texas in any sort of contest.
I love you guys. Oh my god, this is
So
amazing.
Bipolar says hashtag fired. I think that might be to my thing.
Oh no. Okay, listen.
Yeah,
I
look,
apologize. I retract my statement. I love Nebraska.
told you not to do it.
Horns.
There
down?
you go. Horns. What is that? That's not horns down.
That's
What are you
not-
doing?
Yeah, that is horns
That
down.
is not horns
What,
down.
this way?
It's
Oh,
this.
Jesus. This is how much you know. I don't even know what horns up and horns down is. I thought
What is? Yeah.
this is
that's-
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's like
okay.
hang loose.
Okay. Sorry.
And
Look,
that's I love you in sign language. We're doing
I know
horns
I love
down.
you.
What are you doing?
I love you, Rico,
Goodness
for
gracious.
schooling me.
You got to learn these things.
Oh my goodness.
What are you doing?
Being a stay-at-home mother that doesn't get to watch anything.
Oh, okay. 4491 is back.
Okay, thank you. Whew. Sheesh.
And people are reminding me that Arkansas is Van Horn's alum, his former college. He went there. He graduated.
Oh,
from
okay.
there.
So that's
Alma mater. Is that the word I'm
yes,
looking for?
Yes.
That one. That's his alma mater. So it makes sense. That's why he left.
That's why Mickey got a pass to come here.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, everybody in LSU was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You can go back to your alma mater. We're not totally gonna be angry at you. It's
yeah,
fine."
Exactly. We don't totally hate you, but we get it. We understand. All right. So
Whatever. Okay, what are we getting into? What are we've gone on this tangent long enough. We just keep bouncing from thing to thing.
I know, but I was really excited about the College World Series. I really want to go to a game. So
Well, people are. This is something that I've talked about on multiple other shows, but we bring it here as well. So general admission used to be a thing at the College World Series where you could go sit in the outfield in
It's not a thing anymore.
105-degree weather
Oh.
with the sun beating down on you.
why would we do that?
But it was fine because it was like $8, $5 a ticket. So you're like, all right, cool.
Now it's
Give them
like
a nice
$50,
little $5. You go out there. COVID hit. General admission. No more. You can't just buy a ticket, go sit wherever you want. Now you have to pay for the ticket. It has a certain seat on it. You have to go out there. So with that caveat, installed, the tickets are more expensive. So the 1 p.m. games, not on the weekends, on the weekdays. On the weekends, they're still expensive. On the weekdays, so Monday, Tuesday, whatever, Wednesday, 1 p.m., since people are still at work, the tickets for the outfield are anywhere from, I think, $25 to $8.
Oh,
But
you're still.
the
the
6
sun.
p.m. games,
Oh,
the tickets are in like the hundreds.
when you're
or-
sitting in the sun.
Yeah,
Oh,
because at 6 p.m., most people are off work, and they're like, look, more people are going to want to show up. Let's price up the tickets, and people
inflation.
will
It's
pay
a
for it.
thing.
It's dumb.
It is dumb.
It's
I
very dumb
agree.
because you would have a lot of locals from Omaha, just from the state of Nebraska. People would just drive in from all over the state,
just to
go to the
yeah.
College World Series, toss a $5 at the ticket person, get their ticket, go out there and watch a random game. They don't care who's playing; they're just gonna
Yeah.
watch it.
It was something to do.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's look, and for anybody that's wondering, if you go on websites whatever to get your tickets, if you go to like Tuesday or Wednesday when the teams haven't been announced yet because they have to do the eliminations and all that. If you go to the 1 p.m. game on those days, the tickets are $8. You can buy them now if you would like, and not pay a lot. It'll be a blast for you. You go down and you experience the College World Series and have fun. Go down there, go to a couple of the venues, the tents, and work on hitting with certain bats. You can get like specialty gloves and all that fun stuff. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun for everybody involved. Take your kids down and do all the cool stuff. There's
Awesome.
some what am I trying to say? I just go to all the little shops and get like a hat or a shirt with like the year of the College World Series on it and like all the teams that participated in the playoffs on the back. I do that every year. It's just a thing that I do. It's great and it's fun.
It's your tradition.
It's my tradition.
Are you going to pass that on to the children?
Yeah, we took Ellie last year.
Okay.
We're going to try and make it this year, although it's supposed to be in the hundreds. And I don't know how long we want to have KJ out there in that kind of weather. But we're going to try and make it out there.
Awesome. All right, so let's get to it. I got a question.
Okay.
What do you think is something that's important in finding the correct program for an athlete? Like, I guess the common response when you say, like, if you were to pick your dream school or program without any names of a university, what are you looking for? And I guess the common response would be like playing time, right? Like, because most athletes choose a program because they're like, okay, I'm going to.
So there is that, but then I think the aspect of success also comes into play where you look at a university and you try to see how successful that university has been, not only recently, but in the past, to judge, if I go here, because with that, if I go here, how much are, like to some people, it's how much TV time am I going to get? How much is this team going to be on television? How important is this going to be to all of these people? But at the same time, like when I was, at least for me, when I was choosing university, when I was going to run track, I had offers from some NAIA schools, and what they were telling me is with these time, if you have these exact times that you ran in high school, if you can replicate these in college, you will be like an All-American national contender.
Okay.
And to me, I said to myself, I didn't say it to the coaches because it would have been rude. I said, I don't want that because I want to be pushed. I want to be challenged. I want to force myself to get better to make nationals. I don't want to come in right away with what I can do right now and make nationals and settle. Gotcha, I don't want to do that. I want to improve. I want people to push me to get better. So I think that's important to some people. Playing time is important to some people. And then there's also like the atmosphere, the feeling around the programs where you feel, you go in on a visit and it just feels like home. You feel like you're part of it already without being, actually a part of the team. You feel like, they're treating you like family already.
Right.
So I think it's one of those three I think would be very important. And for me, it was the amount of competition, the level of competition.
Gotcha.
What about what did you do?
So for me, I was kind of like in the same boat. At that time, I struggled with working well with coaches because of my arrogance. I needed somebody that was going to like not back down on when I was like being a jerk or being like just disrespectful or when I was like questioning their authority or anything. I needed a coach that could handle my alphaness.
You're
right?
everything.
Huh?
You're everything.
Everything, yes. And so that was number one, not only being able to handle me as an alpha player and being I was very knowledgeable about the game. Like I studied it very well. So I needed a coach, like if I questioned him or her, not to feel like intimidated, but to be like, listen, I am also like I'm the coach.
Like I understand that you're very knowledgeable, but I am here to teach you.
Yes, exactly. So that was my number one. And two, I also needed somebody to guide me and my family through the recruiting process, because a lot of the time coaches will be like, oh yeah, come here, but really not inform you and like, okay, you're going to come, you're going to visit, you're going to do this, and like step by step. And then even on your next visit somewhere else, I still found that one coach that I ended up deciding to go with still helped me with going to visit other schools. Right. And then like competition, for sure. I didn't want to go in and be like, okay, you're going to be a starter. Like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already a starter. Like,
on one hand, for like certain players that are like the top of the top, like being told like you're going to be a starter, it's like, yeah, that's obvious. Like, so there's some players who in certain sports you're going in as a freshman and you're expected if the coaches tell you you're going to start, like you're like, yeah, that's what everybody else has told me.
Right, exactly.
But like in other sports, if somebody's like, oh, or like certain locations, if somebody tells you, oh yeah, you're going to be a starter, on one hand, yeah, that's awesome, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, why?
Right, yeah.
Like I thought that I needed to get better. Why am I already good enough to start?
Yeah, and when there's older athletes on the team, right, that have more experience at that level, that should be better than I am. So why would I come in?
It's one of those where it's like, who's going to push me from here on out?
Exactly.
If I'm already good enough to start.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. We can continue on that, and we can get everybody else's opinion. 402-464-5685, the Starter Heyman text line. Give us your opinions on, what was the question again? So let's say it again for the people.
What is important in a program for you as an like incoming freshman going to find your program?
402-464-5685. Let us know on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, comment. Let us know. We'll be right back live from Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, 28th and Pine Lake. This is Behind the Game with PJ.
From selling a home to even building one, you're doing a lot and need a lender who can help you do it. Like Lisa Workman of Security First Bank.
Mortgage lending is my true passion. As the director of mortgage lending, I work to ensure you receive exceptional customer service.
Mortgage lending from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 505011 and 616196.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
After the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Like the Bowmans, you too can make your dream home a reality. Call us at 423-6811 or online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Joined by Sam Cook, 39 years old from Seward, Jake. Played 16 seasons with Baltimore. Why do you think it worked so well for you in Baltimore?
With success of our special teams over the 16-year career, never left the field without feeling like I got something out of it each day. And always try to find a way to make sure I got each day got better.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Behind the Game with PJ with Priscilla Joseph on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're just going to sit here and wait for Priscilla to put her headphones on. It's no big deal.
No biggie.
Not in the
I was trying to
slightest.
say hi to everybody.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
So rude, Rico.
It's whatever. You do you.
Listen, in the South, we are very hosty. We say hi. We greet people. We acknowledge them.
Ma'am, you are from Arizona.
You're right. I am. But I also lived in the South for 9 years, okay? And both of my children are from the South.
Okay, well, if they're greeting and nice and all that, then I would understand. But, ma'am, you are from Arizona.
And my whole family is from Louisiana.
Not you.
But that's what we do now. That's what we do.
Okay. If you insist.
Don't be trying to take that away from me.
I'm not taking anything away from you.
Listen, I'm an honorary member of Louisiana.
All right, you do you. I mean, I got family in Louisiana, too. That don't mean I'm an honorary
did you live there for 9 years?
No, I lived there for 2 weeks.
Okay, well, then you can't be honorary
Why
if you
not?
live there for 2 weeks.
Why not?
Because I inherited a lot of stuff there.
I get sent a lot of stuff.
Listen, when I first met Mickey, before we even had children, I asked him. I was like, we don't need to like tell our kids to tell people yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir. And he's like, I think he wanted to cut my head off.
I think he
like,
did. Why not?
Well, because I grew up on the West Coast, right? Not West Coast, but on the West.
So you're saying
Arizona.
yes, dude, and yes, dudette, right? That's.
I mean, you just say well, in Spanish. So in Spanish, we say when you ask a question or if I ask Melania something, her response needs to be mande, which is kind of like yes, ma'am. So I understood it, but I didn't like the words like ma'am and sir. I just felt, I don't know. This was also 12 years ago when I first met him, right? And I was just like, I didn't get it. And then when we moved to Mississippi, it was a thing, and I was just like, people would call me like ma'am, and I'm like, I'm in my 20s.
It always throws me off. Like there was a couple football players we brought in that I would ask them something, and they'd be like, yes, sir. And I go, don't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Exactly. And you're in your 20s. So I'm like,
I am at the time. Well, I'm like, I am 28. You're like 21. Like we are not. You are not that much old. I'm not that much older than you. Like, do not call me sir.
I felt the same way, but it's not even like if you're a year older than them, they're still going to say that. Like that's And I guess after spending 9 years in Louisiana and having 2 children, one in North Louisiana, one in South, it was like a thing. It was just like even now, second nature. And actually, so Milani just did the women's basketball UNL basketball camp. And she had twisted her ankle, and I met the basketball trainer for the women's basketball team, and he was like, y'all are from Louisiana? I was like, well, we moved here. It's like, my husband's from Louisiana. He's like, I taped your daughter up, and he was like, I knew she was a southern kid because she was like Mr. Ben. She was like, oh, thank you, Mr. Ben. And he was like, wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Like you don't hear that here. And I'm like, oh, well, I was like, I don't know. I haven't been here long enough to really pay attention and understand. But I love when people can even just be like, oh my God, that's such a Southern thing. And I even had a whole conversation with my daughter, that I'd love for her to keep that, because that is where she was born. That's where she was raised. That's where we're from, where she's from, and all that stuff. Let me correct where they're from. Okay, Rico.
There you go.
Okay. So, but yes, listen.
No, keep going. No,
I'm
you
married
have a great
to
story.
him.
You have a great story. Keep going.
But anyways, after spending so much time and understanding that it wasn't like oh, you got to say it to me. It was never like an authority thing. It was more of like, I respect you. Even if you're a day older than me, I'm going to say, yes, sir. And I didn't understand that at all when we first got there. And I'm like, I'm in my 20s. I am not a ma'am. This is not a thing. Do not call me ma'am. Just.
Do you still, I don't know, get that from some of the athletes that your husband coaches?
Oh, all the time.
Like, are they like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am?
Yeah. Like Trey has switched to mama, which I'm totally okay with. It doesn't sound, because my kids call me mama, or they call me mommy. They're not allowed to call me mama. But yeah, ma'am, it just still, I'm like, yeah, I'm not that old. It makes you feel old
a little bit,
but I got to understand that it's a respectful response.
Yeah, it's a respect thing.
Yeah, it's completely like my kids have to me, to Mickey, they don't even say like, yes, sir. Sometimes they'll, like when we ask them something, they say Monday. They have to. If they don't, like even like to my parents, it's like, who you think you're talking to?
What are you doing?
Yeah. So I get it. I understood it, but I don't think I would have if I didn't live in the state or in the South, or, somewhere where they do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally a Southern thing. And I'm glad now that my kids can carry that on wherever we move and live and stuff like that. Because when we go back to visit, they still have to say, yes, ma'am, no, sir. Like they still have to respond like that, especially because they're from there. Like, if you're from there and you don't respond like that, they're going to chop your head off. I don't need my kids' heads chopped off. So I like it. Now I do appreciate it. And I'm glad that Mickey, he wasn't like, yes, they have to, but he was like, you're going to understand. Because I think he knew like one day we'd live in Louisiana. But he was like, I'm not going to fight you on it. Like, you don't have to. He's like, I would like for my kids to. But it's once we lived there, and like the teachers were teaching that. So like when the teachers are teaching that, and then like coming home,
doing the same thing. Yeah.
You kind of, it's not that I was like, you have to do it. But then it also confused her, because then she would say it. I'm like, wait, don't
say that.
Don't say that to me. But then it was like after a while, you're like, wait, no, this is.
You're like, no, I get it.
And I can't disrespect where we're living, right? Like I couldn't. She was born there already. I was like, she has to at least acknowledge that that's where she's from, and if that's taking this on, then that's taking it on. And I mean, I still remind her to do it, even though she's been saying it since she was 1 or 2, but now it's because we don't live there and you're not hearing it all the time from all the kids and stuff. I think she's like, Mommy, they don't say that here. Yeah, I know.
You still can.
But you can, and you will. And that's where you were born. So I want you to continue it.
No, that makes sense. And that's have you noticed that with like a lot of the a lot of the players who are coming from like more southern states.
Oh yes,
Where they're all
I love it. I love that they still incorporate that. Like it it distinguishes them from everybody else.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you're one of the southern kids, like one of the kids from Louisiana or from the South, from Alabama, all that stuff. Y'all get down here. Stephen Taylor's in the house. Oh, Steve, is that what they call you?
What'd you call him? Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
There's no N.
Not in my house. My house would call him Steven. That's my favorite. Listen. Steven. Listen.
She said, Steven, listen. Oh,
yes.
look, hey.
Ah, he called me out.
He got you there. He got you there.
Yes. So how do you feel like hearing well, you said like you don't like hearing it like when they call it to
it's
you,
not that
right?
it's not that I don't like hearing it. It's that it throws me off because I don't consider myself to be that old. And like when somebody and I'm not that old. I'm 28. So when somebody yeah, it's a thing. So when somebody, and I understand the respecting, so I'm not going to call anybody out on it, but it just always throws me off whenever somebody, because I guess at some points I forget that I am 28. So someone would be like, "Oh, yes sir, no sir," and I'm like, "Wait a minute," and I'm like, "No, we are not the same age. I am older, and it's not that they're calling me old. It's just that they're showing respect to somebody who they know is older.
Yes,
but at the same time. And it happened with Feldarius, who's at Virginia Tech now, wishing him the best. The kid is the kid. I can say kid, which is also weird. He's like, you're getting
old, Rico.
He's like 6 something, like 200 some pounds, and he's like, yes sir, no sir, and I'm like, you are like I have to look up to you, and that just throws me off. Yeah, like I'm shorter than everybody, so it doesn't really that's nothing new. But at the same time, like somebody calling me sir. And I'm looking up to them. I'm like, this seems wrong. Like
Rico, are
throws
both
me
of your
off.
parents short?
Yes.
Oh.
My mom is shorter than me by a little bit, and my dad is like an inch or two taller than me. Maybe we're like close to the same height, something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know.
What about your siblings?
Short still.
Short?
Yeah, short still. Well, my 2 older sisters have a different dad who I think he was taller, so they're a little bit taller. But my 2 younger sisters have the same dad but a different mom, and I don't know if they're done growing, but if they are done growing, they're
short,
about my height, shorter than me. So yeah,
Gotcha.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's cool.
I mean, my grandpa was like 6 foot, but it's fine. It's whatever. I'm over it. My uncle's like 6 foot, but it's fine. I'm over it.
No, Mickey. You're like Mickey when he first...
I don't need to be tall. It's okay. I'm like on my tiptoes doing things. I'm like, man, I am going to be 30 in like 2 years, and I'm getting on my tiptoes to grab things. It's fine.
I love it.
I'm over it.
When Mickey first met like my family, he was like, I mean, I knew you were tall. I knew your dad was tall. He's like, but all of the guys in your family are tall. And he's like, is this everyone? I'm like, no. I was like, you haven't met my tallest like 2 cousins that they lived in Colorado. One of them passed last year, and he was 6'9", something like that.
Yeah, no big deal.
And he was like, his eyes just like,
oof.
All right.
That's some decent height.
He's like, I think I like it. And I'm like, listen, don't get any ideas, mister.
Interesting.
Interesting. So yes. All right. I got another question.
Okay.
Topic for you.
Okay.
Now I'm very, very curious to see your take on this because this has been lately all over my Twitter. Biological males are now being banned from women's sports. So biologically born males have been allowed that are identify as female have started playing women's sports and are now being banned from women's sports. So here's a fun fact.
Okay.
Biological men are winning in women's sports has accelerated exponentially in the last 3 years, meaning they've won over 28 sports since in the last 3 years. So my first question is, what do you think about biological males, you get males, correct
Mhm.
terms, playing women sports?
This is one of the touchier subjects we've ever
Yes, it is.
had. For me personally, I don't care.
Okay.
It doesn't affect me.
Okay.
They're not hurting anybody.
Correct.
So if they identify as female, if they have the if they're going through the hormone treatments and all of that to become female, that's fine by me. You do you live your life. If you
I don't
wanna,
know
if
the
you wanna
rules on
compete-
how participation
if, yeah,
works.
like if you want to compete in sports and you identify as a female, like I don't know any of the rules behind, what your estrogen or your testosterone levels have to be. I do know that in the professional ranks, at least for track and field, for some of the women who aren't born biologically male, they just have higher testosterone levels. Their testosterone levels have to be within a certain level, and they get tested.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
To compete in those events.
Wait, that was a thing recently. Not like a thing, but it was like a
Yes, it was a
thing.
I want to say South African sprinter.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe she was a 400 or an 800 runner. And she was just faster than everybody, but she was very muscular, and people believed that she was a male, or that she had very high testosterone levels, and her testosterone levels were higher than other females, but they were still within acceptable limits. It's just that's just how she was born. So, I mean, to me, I don't care.
Okay.
But I understand how some people would be upset with, if they are females competing in that sport and they're having to go up against somebody who was born, with a muscular advantage, or if they're a parent of a little girl, if we're talking high school, of a girl who is competing in a sport and maybe they're at the top of their game, but they go up against somebody who was born a male and has, again, a muscular advantage. I understand how that would make you feel, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, this is this person's life,
Right.
and this is how they feel.
Okay.
Who am I to tell them how to feel? Like, that's not my place in life.
Absolutely.
So if that's how they want to identify and live their life, then you go right ahead. If you want to participate in sports, you go right ahead. But if you want to ban them from competing, I don't know if it's reached a level where you have an astronomical level of, biological males making the transition to compete in female sports where this is like a problem.
Right.
Like
That
you've
was my
seen the problem is the real problem is that when it does happen, it just stays in the news cycle for so long that everybody believes that it's happening
All the
multiple
yeah.
times or all of the times. Like that the swimmer that won like
Mhm.
2 national titles. She ended up getting like second or third in her last race. When she first made the transition, she wasn't winning all of her
Yeah.
events. She still had to work to get up to that. So people just assumed as soon as she made the
won,
transition
yeah.
from male to female that she was just at the top of her game, but that's not true. Is that she still had to work to get to the point where she was at. Did she have a muscular advantage? Yes, probably, but she still had to put in the work to get there.
Yeah. And I think it seemed like a lot of the questions, or like what people don't like, is that they always assume there's an advantage. So I don't know the depths of like what, like how you said for track, like you have to have certain levels and stuff like that. If that's across the board from all the sports, and I feel like it's a fair, right? Like I feel like it can be an even playing field. But I'd have to say I'm on the same take with you. Like I don't feel like it's a huge thing to be a thing,
Mhm.
right? Like it's not like you have
I mean,
thousands of
Like
of men, or teams full of
if you had a team full of biologically born males who were transitioned to
Yes.
females, then I guess I would understand that. But that's not. It's not
Yeah.
very like.
And
I don't
it's
want to.
so
I don't
hard
want to
for
bring
them
like
to
things
become
up, like yeah.
It's. I don't think people understand that there's it's very challenging, especially now and way harder many years ago for them to transition. So imagine transitioning and then even being like at the professional level where like you're criticized for every little tiny thing,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden finding out that they're biologically males, and that's the reason why they're so good. When that probably has
They still got to put in the work. They still have
Yeah.
to. They still have to, get the techniques and everything down. And we had somebody in the text line say, "Rico better not care about athletes using steroids either." Then I don't. If you want to use steroids, you go right ahead. It's not going to be good on your body. It's not going to treat you good.
Yeah.
But you go ahead. But look, the steroid era in baseball was fun. The steroid era in baseball was fun.
It was fun. It was
People were hitting like 500-foot moonshots. You had people hitting 60 home runs in a season. That is fun.
Yeah.
But guess what? There are repercussions to doing that.
They're all feeling it right now. Let's
Yeah.
just say that they're
Yeah.
all feeling it right now.
Like if you
So
if you
who
wanna
was
do it,
your
go right ahead.
favorite player in the steroid era?
I mean, it's hard to say anybody other than Mark McGuire. Like
He was
That dude
like
was
the
hitting-
ultimate.
that dude was hitting tanks, and he was massive.
He could have closed his eyes and
And then there was Barry Bonds, although it's
Okay.
he never used steroids. The dude went from looking
Average?
like a track athlete who played baseball to looking like a brick bleep house. Like
yeah, a bodybuilder.
yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
So look, man, you want to use steroids? You ain't hurting me. You're hurting yourself.
Wait, did you hear him call me princess?
I did.
Bye, Steven.
Don't be like that. He's not even gonna listen to you.
Steven. Bye, Steven.
She's really gonna be like that.
I
Wow.
am, because listen,
That
he
nerve.
he gets upset that I call him Steven, but then he will turn around and call me princess. That's not my name. So yes, it's a thing we have. I'm sorry, but yeah. Listen, my favorite player was Sammy Sosa,
Ooh.
and
Have you seen Sammy Sosa now?
I have, and I don't know if that's really him.
I know it don't look like Sammy Sosa. He says he's Sammy Sosa.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's
I
Sammy
don't know
Sosa.
if that's him though.
There were so many people using steroids back then. Like it's just wild.
Like, he's
And,
not using
like,
steroids anymore.
No, not anymore. Well, he was also using a corked bat, so there was that. But back then, like not everybody, a lot of people were on
All the
steroids,
ones
and
that
it
were
was
hitting
it was
bombs.
one of the things where it was like, look, if this person's using it, I should use it because they have this advantage and blah blah blah. I'm like, look, man, look, you want to use steroids, go ahead and use steroids. But the thing is, it'll increase your strength and speed and whatever. But the steroids are not increasing your hand-eye coordination
At all.
So these guys were amazing hitters before
Oh,
they took
yes.
the steroids.
The-
They took the steroids
the
and it
ball
helped them
just
hit the
flew a
ball
lot farther.
further. It helped them hit the ball harder. It
I
helped
think
them
that
get
was my
faster.
biggest argument with people. They're like, well, he's hitting home runs now. I'm like, well, he was hitting home runs before. I mean, now they're just like
Like you
bombs.
still needed the technique.
And you still needed the hand. Like you still needed to make contact.
Because like if I took steroids, it would not help me. That would not help me at all. If I was working out and I was like, I'm gonna take steroids and I'm gonna play baseball, I still gotta hit the ball.
But you're also
you
like
haven't
5
seen-
foot something.
Look,
so
so's Jose Altuve, and he's great. So, but you haven't seen me
You
swing.
are so right.
It's awful.
You're awful
It's
swinger.
awful.
Really?
I never played baseball a day in my life. I wanted to, and my mom didn't let me growing up, and I'm still upset about that. But that's neither here nor
Mom,
there.
he's upset.
That's neither here nor there. Well, I was like, Mom, I'm Puerto
We're gonna
Rican.
have to
It's
go
in
to
my-
therapy for this.
I was
now.
like, Mom, I'm Puerto Rican. It's in my blood. Like I should be good at baseball, right? And then she was like, Yeah, you're not gonna play baseball. Whatever. I'm done with that. I'm not gonna get into that story. It's gonna make me cry. But no, if
There's always therapy.
if I took steroids, it's not gonna like you still have to be a supremely gifted athlete for the steroids to help you.
1000%.
Because you could just be,
So
Joe
what other
Schmo-
sport? Like if you were to say, like, pick a sport that it's gonna really help you to take steroids.
I mean, like
what would it-
bodybuilding.
I mean,
or like powerlifting, like you're lifting heavy weights. Like, I mean, but still, even then,
would
you still need
steroids
the
help
technique.
you in football
I mean, it would get you stronger.
for certain positions?
Yeah, I mean, it would get you stronger.
For certain positions. What about basketball?
I mean, you still got to shoot. I mean, unless you're literally just dunking the ball. But even
you know
then,
what?
like,
I always saw, what's his name? He always looked like a bodybuilder. Oh, he had these.
Dwight Howard.
Yes,
Yes,
but he looked so stiff.
he was just like
Massive.
He was just like naturally huge.
He was, but he looked so massive that I feel like, especially bodybuilders, they're so stiff because they're so like.
There's too many muscles.
Too many muscles. They can't really move. So like watching him, I loved him. He was nice to look at, but he couldn't move. Like he was so stiff. He's like, when he get the ball, he's like, I got it. And then it's like
His younger years in Orlando were a lot better.
I listen, I loved it, but I'm like, man, you do just probably
It's
like
kind of like Shaquille O'Neal. His younger years in Orlando were great, but Shaq got better with age. But his younger years, he was like
I love
he was like a
Shaq.
massive gazelle running down the court.
Yeah, I love Shaq.
He's fantastic. But so we went over.
Okay.
So we're taking 2 breaks in this hour. We're gonna take 4 breaks in the next hour. We're gonna do 4
Okay.
segments in the next hour. But with that, we are gonna go to a break. We will talk to you at the top of the hour. Again, we are live from Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, 28th
get
and Pine
dinner.
Lake. Get down here, get yourself some dinner. They've got fried chicken, they've got catfish, they've got ribs, they've got wings, they've got cornbread, they've got baked. Look, when I say
But
these
get here on time because listen, it takes a while to order.
when I say these are the best baked beans you will have in your life, I mean these are the best baked beans you will have in your life. They've got everything you would want. Get down here right now. Again, 28th and Pine Lake, Mary Ellen's. We are live. We will be here until 9. We will talk to you at the top of the hour.
I know
right
we should
here
sneak them on.
behind the game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Sunny skies and warm temps here for your Thursday, an afternoon high of 90 with an east wind at around 10 to 15. We'll see thunderstorms develop this evening into tonight, possibly some severe weather with a low down to around 68. More of the same tomorrow. It'll be clearing with sunny skies by the afternoon and a high of 92. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly
He ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Let's do it. Let's get away. Let's go outside, cast a line, and reel in good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation. And make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's Fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's the weekend. Do you know where your kids are? The dangers of alcohol, marijuana, and other controlled substances are bad enough. They become even worse when teens get behind the wheel or catch a ride with an impaired driver. Parents, it's time to start what could be a life-saving conversation with your kids about the dangers of underage drinking and drug use. Learn more at coalitionrx.org. Paid for by federal grant dollars through Nebraska DHHS and Region 6 Behavioral Healthcare. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, 28th and Pine Lake. We are out here, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Join us on our conversational journey, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline. We've got Harrison back in the studio. He'll pick up the phone. If you want to call in and talk to us, he'll pick up the phone and send you over to us. You can also text in to the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Leave us a comment, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We can throw it up on the screen. I might throw it up on the screen if you say something nice. I might throw it up on the screen if you say something mean. Let people tear you apart. Who knows? I don't. Let's have some fun. Priscilla,
what's happening?
Man, we're having a good show. I still have yet to get food. I'm still waiting because I'm gonna take food home to the wifey. So I want it to be nice and hot. So I'm gonna wait, and I might order it
out burning hot.
I might order it after this segment, so then I can get some delicious food. Because I gotta make sure I get it in before we get everything done. So
well, listen, it is, and it's delivered hot.
Piping hot.
Like you had to let the kids were like trying to eat the French fries, and we had to let them sit for like 5 minutes because they were burning hot. I know somebody on Twitter, Phil Hawk, I apologize, mentioned the customer service here, and I second it. They are amazing. It's
top tier.
Top tier. They're very friendly. Very nice. It'll take you about 10 minutes to order because there'll be conversations in between each order. So come get your dinner. It's a good time. You'll be feeling nice and fluffy afterwards.
You will definitely pass out on the couch.
Yeah, I'm feeling that way. I mean, I just had the lemon pepper wings and they were delicious.
I think I'm gonna get
the buttered wings are so good.
I think I'm gonna get fried chicken, the butter wings, and some beans. I think I'm gonna get that. I might sneak some French fries in there as well.
Yeah, the fries are good.
I know wifey's listening right now, so I kind of want her to let me know if that's good.
Text Rico.
Wifey. Oh no, she's listening right now. So fried chicken, some wings, some beans. And
the
some
catfish
fries.
is
we are
like
not
top tier.
We are not the biggest fish people.
Oh, okay.
So
well, listen, for us, Mickey always used to make us fried catfish, but
really?
He has apparently more important things to do. I don't know what he's doing, but apparently he doesn't have time to cook his catfish.
Whatever. Man.
So now we got.
What are you doing? Being a coach and recruiting? Come on.
Something like that. Apparently he's working really hard.
Whatever.
I don't know. That's something like he said today.
Something about trying to turn a program around. I don't know. Whatever.
Is that what he's doing?
Something. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought he just coached football.
Yeah, that's all. That's all it is.
So they actually work?
Apparently.
No wonder I don't ever see him.
We should get off this topic before I say something I shouldn't say.
No wonder I never see that guy. At least I'll get stuck with him for about 3 weeks.
Yeah. And then he's back trying to get some people.
Then I gotta get rid of him again.
You're like, okay, that's long enough.
And it really is. It's 3 weeks is long enough that he ruins our routines and messes my wonderfully trained children into heathens.
Monsters. I got a question for you.
Yeah. Shoot.
You going to Ireland?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I have not committed to Ireland yet. I'm still waiting for somebody to pay for my trip. But that apparently Mickey doesn't even want to pay for my trip. So I don't know. I know for sure if I do go, it's just gonna be me. I'm not taking the children because it's gonna be such a turnaround. Like we'll be there for like 3 days and then come back.
Do they have their passports?
Nope. And neither do I. Well, I do. I have I think to renew it.
I don't have one.
I have to renew it before the Ireland trip.
I wanted to go to Ireland, but then I was like, I don't want to pay to go to Ireland.
Neither do I.
I was like, it'd be awesome to, go to Ireland.
Hey, 93.7 The Ticket. Can we go?
We've got people that are going.
Oh, darn.
So they're gonna take care of that for us. And also, it's the same weekend as the state fair, so we are gonna be having fun with people in Ireland, people in Grand Island at the state fair. It's gonna be a blast.
Grand Island is here in Nebraska.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Grand Island is about 2 hours.
So you have
west.
to drive 2 hours to go to the state fair.
Yes, it's in like the middle of the state.
Because we're
So
on the
everybody can-
outside.
Well, we're like
Up.
outside. We're like
Up.
southeast-ish, more south than east. Whatever.
Okay.
We're eastern Nebraska.
Okay.
Then there's central Nebraska, and then there's western Nebraska.
Gotcha. And it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
almost directly.
So
in the middle.
when you go, do you just go and then come home, or do you stay the night there?
I don't know. I'm staying here. I'm not
Oh.
going. So
Like,
I think
do
they're
you
gonna come
go?
back. What do I have? I gone?
Yeah.
I have.
Like, so when you went.
Oh, you just come right back home.
Oh, you just. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not staying in a hotel. Some people do. I'm not staying in a hotel.
Oh, okay. That's what I would do. I'm like, I just.
You
drove
just go.
2
You enjoy the
hours.
state fair for a little bit, and you come home. That's it.
Oh, okay. It's a long drive. 4-hour driving.
That's not that long.
When I go to Omaha, I'm like, can I get a hotel?
Ma'am, that is 45 minutes.
That is not 40. Like, to the airport, it's like an hour and 15.
No.
Yes.
I mean,
And I drive fast. I drive really fast, like 90 miles an hour.
I don't know what route you're taking. It's like 45 minutes to get to Omaha.
There is no way to.
And then
to the
maybe
airport?
the airport, since it's
An hour. I
further
mean, like,
east.
yeah,
okay,
I
an
would say
hour.
hour.
Okay, even then.
And then when you
that's not
drive
that
the
long.
speed limit, it's an hour and 15. Okay, people,
I had
can
to
you
drive.
help me out
I
here?
had to drive from my grandma's home, from my mom's home in Omaha to where I went to college in Kearney. I had to drive 3 hours.
That's how far I lived.
That's
when
not that far.
I didn't do it all the time.
I did it a couple weekends,
Yeah,
like back to back,
Weekends, yeah.
multiple times.
but not like in one day.
I mean, you could.
I mean, yeah, I have.
Me and Rachel did that once, and it was
I did-
before we
I
had
did that one
kids,
time,
and
too.
it was a terrible idea. But we did it.
One time, so I lived in Vegas, and from Vegas to where I'm from in Chandler, it was about 3.5 hours. 4.
Mhm.
And one time I like snuck home without telling my parents, and it was a really bad idea. I got in trouble, and then I like drove back, and then I got in trouble for driving home and driving back in one day. So I got in double trouble. It's not recommended to lie to your parents.
No, it's not.
No.
Don't do that.
I just spit.
You're like, you do realize that now that you have kids, like that might happen.
It better not.
Like that's what they say is like the kids double time for what you did to your parents. Like that's
I was
how
a
that
good
works.
kid.
Not from what you just said you weren't.
All right. Listen, my kids better not do what I do.
That's what every parent says.
Oh man, that's awful.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
What do we got? What do we
Who's
got
that?
on your little paper? What do we got? What's going on?
That was it.
You got nothing else?
Oh wait, no, I do. I
Yeah,
have one
you-
more.
you
Wait,
said
I
you
had
had
one
something
more.
else.
I had one more.
Come
Let
on,
me-
ma'am.
I know.
What are you doing?
I don't remember. I apologize. I don't.
Well, I know you wanted to talk about big news of the day. I don't know if this is like the biggest. Well, no, this is the biggest news of the day. I don't care what anybody says. Sue Bird is retired.
Yes, we did. That's what I was. Yes.
That is the
I
biggest
didn't
news
write
of
it
the day.
down.
Sue Bird stepping away from professional basketball after I don't even know how many years. Many, many years.
Since 19 something. Long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I want to talk about women's basketball. One, because my daughter said she was going to listen, and she just finished the UNL women's basketball camp.
Shout out to the women's basketball team.
Yes. Oh my God, their whole staff is amazing. I love all of you guys. I love the basketball players that loved on my baby because she has now fallen in love with basketball.
That's good.
Yeah. And a shout out to our neighbor, Maddie, that loves basketball, that also influences my daughter to play basketball. So shout out to everyone doing basketball. But also, did you know Diana Taurasi just turned 40 and is still playing? And
I think she said this was her final year. I could be wrong.
There's
though.
no way. Like
I
she
could be
could
wrong. Well, Sue
continue-
Bird is 41.
I know, but she Diana Taurasi, she could play another 5 years.
Oh, could she?
Yeah, she's that
Not
good.
probably.
She's like. You
But
can't
does she
even
want to?
I mean, I'm sure her body's probably like. I mean, she's been playing since she was 18.
That's a lot.
Or 19.
That is a lot of basketball.
That
to
is a
play
lot.
to play till you're 40, 41 from 18. Well, I mean, even if you're 20 years old and you play till you're 40, like that's 20 years of your life. Like you have been playing professional basketball almost as long as you've been playing professional basketball almost as long as you weren't playing professional basketball before
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy because
But
that's
she could do what like Fitzgerald did and just like play but not play and collect a lot of money.
just like, look, I'm
I'm
a
on the
senior
roster.
player, and I'll come in for a couple minutes here and there, but for the most part, I'm gonna sit back here. I'm gonna coach you up.
Yeah.
Which is-
and
I mean,
you're
that's
gonna
what-
pay me to do it.
I mean, that's what Udonis Haslam is doing for the Heat right now, where he's just sitting back there. He's being a coach. He's just a coach on the bench, but every once in a while, they're like, all right, get in the game. We need the enforcer.
Yeah.
And he just gets in there and fouls out in like a minute.
It's like, listen, I'm not here for this. Give me my
Look,
paycheck.
yeah, I get paid for this, whatever.
I mean, I hope I like watching her play.
Sue Bird or
Both.
Diana? Diana. Oh, well, okay. So Sue Bird, the league's all-time assist leader in the WNBA, which fantastic. She's a 12-time All-Star,
Oh.
8-time All WNBA selection. She thought about retiring last year, but then she was like, "Nah, I'm gonna play one more year." 21 years in the WNBA. She's 41. She has spent the same amount of time playing professional basketball as she has been not playing professional basketball, which is just crazy. And I think she's
So
been
now
with Seattle
Diana
the
Taurasi's
entire
going to
time.
wait 2 years so that she can
Yeah.
be the oldest player.
Yes, she'd be like, "Nope, this was
Nope.
mine." I
Yeah.
think she played for Seattle her entire career.
That's
I
amazing.
believe. That
That's
is
amazing.
wild. She joined Sylvia Fowles, the league's all-time rebounding leader, who was also considered one of the all-time greats, as WNBA luminaries to announce their retirements following the 2022 season. The WNBA is losing 2 legends in one offseason, and depending on what Diana Taurasi decides to do, it could be 3.
She better stay another 2 years so that she can be the oldest player.
It's like the changing of the guard that people are terrified of in the NBA. Like, it's one of those things where, Dwayne Wade is gone, Carmelo Anthony is on his last legs, LeBron James, like, you don't know when, like, he can play
said
forever.
he just wants to play 1 year with his son.
Yeah, but it's like, is he only going to play when his son makes it? Is he going to play 1 year with his son and then
I
be
think
done?
so. I mean, he just hit billionaire status.
I know, but still, like, that's the thing, is the changing of the guard in the NBA. Like, we're witnessing it in the WNBA, and it's one of those things where, now in the WNBA, you know who the stars are. Like,
Yeah.
you've got your stars. You've got Sabrina Ionescu. You've got
So when Diana
Asia
Taurasi retires, do we want her to go into coaching? Like Jason Kidd and all the other basketball
I
players?
mean,
like,
she could go into coaching. She could go into broadcasting. She could just,
could.
live
I'd
her
like her
life.
to coach. She's always been like an on the court coach.
I mean, that's what Becky Hammond did. I mean, she retired from the WNBA. She went into coaching, and she should have been hired as a head coach at the NBA level.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they didn't want to because they're not ready for that. I don't know why. And now she's the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces, and she's coaching up one of the newer stars in the WNBA, Asia Wilson. So it's one of those things, and it would be awesome to see them go into coaching and see if they could finally get, because they know it's not like they don't know basketball. They know basketball at a high level. It's just the fact that they're women that people are scared to, like, oh, they can't coach men. They can't do that. Like, why?
So do you recall one of our conversations about softball a couple weeks ago, where we were saying how the reason why women's softball, especially collegiately, has elevated so much, and I said I think we both agreed that it was because so many softball players are now staying in the profession and coaching. So that's what I feel like. And I not to take that basketball is not at an elevated level and stuff like that, but think about if Sue Bird, if Diana Taurasi, like if these greats step into like the professional realm and not just collegiately and whatever else they want to do. But if they do that, like how much more competitive WNBA would be? Don't you like?
No, I agree
not
with
that
that.
you're
But at
not.
no, I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. But at the same time, it would also be amazing if they were able to step into the collegiate realm and were able
Agreed.
to mold the minds of, because WNBA is growing,
Yeah.
women's collegiate basketball is growing. If they were to step into women's college basketball and mold the minds of people there and help create the next
Yes.
wave of superstars. But to me, like, and this is not to take away from women's basketball, But to me, if one of those all-time greats who just fantastic at the sport of basketball was able to break the mold and finally break the barrier and become the head coach of even a men's collegiate basketball team, that would be monumental in because if they were to break that mold, become the head coach and be successful. Like
if somebody
it's not
were
like
to break the mode, who would be it?
I thought it was going to be Becky Hammon. Like she coached the San Antonio Spurs in the summer league.
Yeah,
and she did a fantastic job. It was her and Tim Duncan, and she did
a
an
lot of
amazing
players
job.
gave her a lot of praise about it too.
Yeah,
like
and I mean,
their
Greg Popovich.
relationship.
Greg Popovich, who's arguably one of the best, if not the best, coach in NBA history. It's him and Phil Jackson. Was praising Becky Hammon for her not only her knowledge of the game, but her ability to coach the players and the ability of her to gain the respect in the locker room to coach these players up. So if one of the greats ever is giving her this praise and saying like she is more than ready to do this, why isn't anybody taking a chance?
Owners.
Why isn't anybody taking that chance?
Owners.
She was up for the job. In Portland, she had a couple interviews with Portland, and they ended up going with Chauncey Billups, who they wanted to argue, he has more experience. He doesn't have more experience. He's a first-time coach as well.
Yeah,
he's a first-time coach as well. I don't want to hear more experience. Yes, he played the game. He played in the NBA, but she played in the WNBA. She actually has more coaching experience than he does,
and probably a lot more accolades too. Like,
but
all the All-Star games, and
But if Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi decide to get into coaching, I am excited for their futures, and I think that they'll be amazing coaches.
Agreed.
On that note, we do need to get to a break because we do need to sneak in 4 segments in this hour. So we will be right back live from Mary Ellen's 28th and Pine Lake. Get your butt down here. Get yourself some food. All right? Come on. Get down here. It's delicious food. You will not regret it. Also, we're down here, so you can talk to us or something. Whatever.
Hang out.
Behind the Game with PJ, live from Mary Ellen's 28th and Pine Lake. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Andy, I know you have hundreds of new Hondas on the way, but let's talk about your pre-owned inventory.
You know, everyone in Lincoln and the surrounding areas know we sell new and pre-owned Hondas, but a lot of people I talk to don't realize that we sell all makes and models.
All makes of imports and domestics, right?
Yes. In addition to Hondas, we sell Toyotas, Nissans, Volkswagens, Kias, domestic vehicles, and we have more than 125 to choose from right now with fresh trade-ins arriving daily.
Andy, I hear about many people choosing certified pre-owned.
They are, Charlie. It's like buying a new car with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a special low-rate financing. Best of all, the customer can take immediate delivery.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey. I had to throw something new in there. We had the same ones. I was trying to make some more, but I think I only got one. It's whatever. Welcome back to Behind the Game with PJ, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Live. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. 28th and Pine Lake. Look, you can still get out here. You can still get yourself some food. I just ordered my food. I am so excited.
And it'll be hot.
I don't want to eat it before I get home.
But you will.
But
I'm
I'm probably going to eat like a couple pieces before I get home.
Wifey, check the plate. Half of it will be gone.
Look, I'm sorry, but whatever. She understands. It's okay.
You're
She
working.
totally understands. Yeah, I need sustenance. That's what I need. Sustenance. Look, sometimes you work in radio. You got to have big words from time to time. That's my big word of the day, sustenance.
I'll leave the big words to you because clearly half the time I can't announce the little words.
Hey, words
I have
are hard.
Pronunciation issues.
Words.
Wait, listen.
are hard.
Did you see my tweet about
About what?
promo thing?
Oh yeah.
Those
Yeah, you
two-
were talking about how doing promos.
I
was
literally
hard.
had even now I have cotton mouth from.
Ma'am, the promos are not that hard. The
There
promos-
was
the promos
there
are
was
easy.
this one word that Rebecca
Oh.
had. What was it? I can't even think of the word, and I could say it.
Uh-huh.
And then when I would do the promo,
Can't say it.
I could not say it at
There's
all.
certain-
The enunciation was like,
There's certain
Yeah, no.
promos that I have to read that when I'm reading it, it sounds like I said it right, and then I listen back to it to make sure I said it right, and I'm like, why did I slur a word here and mix these
I
two
feel
words
like I slur
together?
a lot of words.
And I'm just like, I don't know what was happening here, so I do it again, and I have to slow it down a little bit so I can actually enunciate the words and get
that's
it
why I have
across.
you
but
enunciate all of the stuff.
enunciation, it's very important.
I don't have that skill.
I can tell. Nebraska
Nice dig.
Nebraska women's athletics is on a tear lately. And by lately, I mean literally all of the time. But this year, Nebraska women's athletics has 4 freshmen of the year. 3 conference freshmen of the year, 1 national, but she didn't get the conference freshman of the year. I don't understand that. She got defensive player of the year. Whatever. She was robbed. Whatever, Big Ten. You're dumb. Lexi Rodriguez, AVCA National Freshman of the Year and Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
Libero for
Volleyball.
the Husker volleyball team. Alexis Markowski, Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Center for the women's basketball team.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Ava Breadwell, Big Ten Freshman of the Year, catcher, Husker
Yes.
softball, and Axelina Johansson,
See, this is
Big
why you
Ten
do the
Freshman of the Year, and shot put
Oh,
third place nationals this season, so All-American also as well for Nebraska women's track and field.
it's the year of the Nebraska women.
The future, and by future I mean present, is female Nebraska Cornhuskers athletics women's teams are on a roll.
Boys, y'all need to step it up. Basically, that's what we're telling you. Step it up. Girls are killing the game. Boys athletics. I'm gonna need y'all to
Hey,
show up.
They'll be okay. They'll be okay.
Show up.
They're doing their thing as well. It's just that the women are doing it at a higher level. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Listen, we want to be top tier on all levels.
The best of the best.
The best of the best.
So
Yeah, people are still coming in here. Food is still hot and
yeah,
fresh.
come on, get you some food. 28th and Pine Lake. Come on, Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
Y'all
Get
making
in
me
here, get
hungry.
you some food. It's delicious. You will not regret it. The only thing you will regret is that you won't be able to get
Move.
into your jammies and you're gonna pass out on the couch with your favorite show on the TV. That's all it is.
That will be
You're
Rico
gonna-
in
you're gonna-
about 30 minutes.
Probably, but it's whatever. It happens. It happens. It's okay. But no. So the women's teams have stepped up and are doing amazingly. I know that Husker Volleyball announced their schedule for this upcoming season. They have 2 tournaments to start the season, and then their non-con is stacked.
Yes.
Did you see who
No,
they're gonna
I
have to
did
play?
not
Hold on.
see it.
Let me pull this up real quick.
I'm excited.
Because
I
it
can't wait
is
to go to my first.
like it's one of
volleyball
those
game here.
things. It's one of those things where like their non-con is stacked, but at the same time, they are like the team.
I think they're
like when
baking
people-
something. It smells
when
really
pe-
good.
Yeah, when people talk about like, big time matchups with other teams, like in certain sports, in volleyball, Nebraska is that team where you bring them in and it's a massive matchup. If you bring them into wherever you're going, wherever you play, like it's huge for you.
Yeah.
But Nebraska volleyball, they bring somebody in. It's like, yeah, well, we're already a big deal. So you coming in is just, we're helping you kind of at the same time. So they start off the season with the Husker Invitational. They played Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Tulsa, and Pepperdine.
Okay.
You hear those names, you're like, oh, there's some good schools, whatever. Then they they host the Emeritus Players Challenge, Loyola Marymount, Ole Miss, coached by former Husker volleyball player Kayla Banworth.
Oh, okay.
She's the head coach down there.
Awesome.
So her first year there, they didn't win a lot at all. And then her second year, they made the tournament. They were in Omaha. They were in the Creighton Regional.
Awesome.
They didn't make it out of the regional, but they were there.
Go
Or
ahead,
the
girl.
Creighton side of the tournament.
That's
so,
awesome.
So the little homecoming for her. She brings her squad up to the Devaney. And then following that, they go to Creighton, who, again, was in the tournament, was, I believe, a national seed. I could be wrong. But they're an extremely talented team. And then they host Long Beach State, who, if anybody is a volleyball fan, former associate head coach Tyler Hildebrand is now the head coach at Long Beach State. That's where he went to college and played volleyball. And
So he gets a pass.
former middle blocker Callie Schwarzenbach, I think grad transferred to Long Beach State. So she will be playing. So it's a homecoming for Tyler and Callie, who will be coming back to Nebraska after being here last season.
Awesome.
And then big old time matchup, Stanford comes
Yikes.
to town. If anybody remembers,
I
not
never
the
got
last
that
time they
one.
played Stanford, but the national championship a few years back, after Stanford won, whatever. The whiteboard in their locker room was shown to have a drawing of Herbie Husker and the Stanford Cardinal tree with what was described by the players as a hairdryer pointed at Herbie.
Oh my god.
So no love lost between these two schools.
At all.
Stanford comes to Nebraska September
I will
13th.
note to get tickets.
That's gonna be a hot ticket. Then Nebraska goes down to Lexington, Kentucky, to take on the Kentucky Wildcats, who were the national champions 2 years ago, 2
Okay.
seasons ago. And then you start conference play, but that non-con.
Yeah.
I mean, you get
Talk
Ole Miss,
about-
Creighton, Long Beach State, Stanford, Kentucky. I know Nebraska's the top dog, but that's going to be fun.
We'll see what they look like.
I'm gonna try and get tickets to the Stanford game.
Well,
September 13th. It's a Tuesday, so I don't know what time it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's a later game, so I can be done with work, take the wifey, take the kids, maybe one of the kids. I don't know if we want to take both of them. We'll take one of them, but whatever.
Yeah.
If we can't get to that one, definitely go to Long Beach State.
Okay.
Because big fan of Callie Schwarzenbach, as she was known.
Oh.
Great blocker in the middle there. She was fantastic.
I'm so excited. We didn't get to go to any of the games because we got here when they were in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to watch the end. We became super big fans at the very end when we first got here. So I'm excited to take Milani because she has fallen in love with volleyball. She wasn't old enough to do the volleyball camp, but she has taken a lot of interest in volleyball. So with how great the Huskers are doing here, I can't wait to take her.
Wifey got me hooked on volleyball and softball. So I am excited for both of those, and I am glad that she got me into that because volleyball games are an experience. Yeah. You will love it.
Oh, I can't wait.
On that note, let's head to another break. Like I said, we gotta get 4 breaks in. It's not my fault. It's kind of my fault. Don't blame me though. Blame Priscilla. Please do. We'll be right back behind the game with PJ, live from Mary Ellen's 28th and Pine Lake, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, this is Dave Osted from Osted's Golf. Let us make this your best season yet. Voted a top 100 fitter by Golf Digest, our master fitters have been trained by the same guys that build clubs for PGA pros like Rory, Tiger, DJ, and Jordan. Have old clubs? Trade them in Osted's Value Guide, or have our club specialists get your clubs swinging like new. Go to our website and make your fitting appointment. You're a click away from a better golf game. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
Join Nebraska Public Media and Trailblazers in women's athletics Saturday, June 18th for a live event celebrating the 50th anniversary of Title IX legislation. Join me, Aaron Sorensen, along with 3-time Olympic medalist Nebraska volleyball standout Jordan Larson, plus Carol Frost, Peaches James Keaton, and Brenda Van Langen. Title IX, 50 years in the making, is Saturday, June 18th at 6 p.m. in the Coliseum at UNL. Free tickets are available at nebraskapublicmedia.org/Title IX.
Hey, it's Kinsey Nicholas from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice or when I'm working out, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, smoke detectors, lighting, and ceiling fans, and more. They take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 and learn more at highelectric.com.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Salt Dogs are back with the best lineup for a night out in Lincoln, including Fireworks Fridays. Every weekend homestand at Haymarket Park begins with baseball and post-game fireworks set to your favorite music. Baseball, a big light show, and the best view in town? There's no better place to be on a summer night in Lincoln. Lead off your weekend the right way with Fireworks Fridays, Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey.
Yes.
Welcome back. Behind the Game with PJ, live from Ariel and Food from the Soul. I'm going to keep saying it until you come down here and get you some food, all right? So if you're getting annoyed, just come down here, tell me, hey, Rico, stop mentioning it. And you know what I'll say? I'm not going to stop mentioning it, but thank you for coming down. 28th and Pine Lake, Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Delicious food. Get down here, get you some food, talk to us. We just met a third baseman pitcher.
Hopefully catcher.
Possibly transitioning to catcher. Priscilla's trying to convince him that it's the best
That's
best
the
position
position.
in stick and ball sports.
That's right. We don't want to talk about it because then Rico's going to get in his feelings and then he's going to have to go to therapy.
I would have been a fantastic shortstop, but it's fine. That's neither here nor there. I am over it.
But we
I
can't
am
swing
fine.
that.
Well, I could have if I would have learned at a younger age, but I never did. I swung a stick at rocks. That's what I did. It's
Listen,
not
I
the
give
same.
Mickey Rain a bat and he's like, hiya. I'm like, no, you need two hands.
No, you one hand. Hiya. That makes sense.
But we're trying to hit the baseball. We're not trying to karate chop the baseball.
If you karate chop the baseball, it goes farther. You didn't know that?
No.
Surprising.
Weird.
From the softball player.
Oh my goodness. Children. I love children. Well,
Children are great. They're fantastic.
I lie.
So kind of some not like breaking news, but in the last few hours, breaking news. The United States, North America, will host the World Cup in 2026, I believe. Could be wrong. Irrelevant information. Not really, because the year is important. But when North America hosts the World Cup, a lot of cities in the United States, a couple in Canada, a couple in Mexico will be hosting games. The closest one to here, Kansas City, picked as a host city for some World Cup games.
Interesting.
Are you a soccer fan? Are you a football fan?
No, I am not a football fan at all.
That's sad.
But I
kinda am.
kind of listen.
Look, it's the World Cup.
My
Everybody
mom's
watches.
side of the family, they were all amazing soccer players
Mhm.
and all that stuff. My nephew is actually obsessed, and he's pretty good. He's athletic. And the only reason why I even can say that is like when he was little, and I mean like Mickey Rain's little, his running form was like
Impeccable or terrible?
impeccable. Like I mean, arms, legs, like his strides.
Every
I'm
time my daughter runs, I just like sit there and I just go, nope. Use your arms. Please use your arms. And I'm
Wait,
like,
no,
I'm like,
Mickey-
stop. She's only 2. She's
Wait,
gonna be
listen.
3.
No,
Like,
Mickey Rain
stop.
goes, and he's like,
The shoulder
he's like
shrug.
dancing when he's running. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
It's perfect. It makes sense.
I'm like, go like this, and he's like,
Look, if
And I'm
it
like,
works, is he going fast though?
no. I mean, yes.
Yeah, he's fast. It works.
Well, I did ask Mickey. So Melania is actually my daughter. She's tall.
She's actually your daughter.
She's actually my daughter, but she's tall. But listen, she's thick. Mommy's thick. She's thick. So when she started playing softball 2 years ago, she was running, and we have this tiny little girl. Like I mean,
Little baby girl.
literally half of Melania's size.
Little baby girl.
And they're same age, went to school together, whatever. And they're like, we're racing to first. And listen, her and Melania. And I mean, Melania's legs were probably the size of her body. But this little girl was like fast. And for Melania to still like keep up with her. and beating everybody else. And I was like, okay. So then I asked Mickey, I'm like, babe, why is Melania so fast? Like, how?
And he goes,
No, he really did. And listen, I was like,
he's like, I was kind of fast.
I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I was really fast. I'm like, but you were a quarterback. And he was like,
he was before his time.
Wait, no. And he goes, I didn't actually really throw the ball. And I'm like, oh, this makes sense.
Come on, Nebraska was a triple option team.
I didn't know what that meant.
Throw the football.
I didn't understand what that meant. And I was like, so you mean you ran the ball? He's like, yeah. I'm like yourself?
Like you didn't hand it off. It was you?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, there was a lot of times I scored. And I was like, you film.
You were like,
can I watch film? Can I watch some film?
Just didn't believe him.
Well, listen, if you watch Mickey run now, and for good reasons, he runs the way he does because of his injury, and he doesn't have.
And there's also something you can look up, unfortunately.
Stop. Well, listen, I didn't like watching that.
I didn't know about that, and actually, when Vershawn first had him on, he told me about it, and I was like, "Wait, like what?" And he showed me, and I go, "Oh, yeah. Wait a minute." And then we had somebody else on that was on that team. I don't remember who, and they were telling us about that day.
Yeah.
And they were on the sideline, and they saw like all of it, and they're like, "I had never seen that before."
Yeah,
like,
it was gruesome. Well, I even asked him. He was like, "I didn't feel a thing."
That's
at all.
Adrenaline.
Yeah. Well, and then he had nerve damage because it went all the way.
Yeah. The way that it went.
Yeah, the way that it went. And actually somebody had just posted it on Twitter, and they were like, I hope this guy made a comment about the guy that pushed him.
Yeah.
And I can't think of his name, but obviously Mickey knows his name. And now they're actually, after the incident, they became good friends. But
that's nice.
Yeah, it was. But people were like, "What do you mean? Like,
how are you gonna be friends with him?
Do you know what he did?" And at first, I'm sure initially he was like, "Wait a second," because if you look at the film,
I just caught a whiff of something great.
It smells like dessert.
Oh my goodness! Sorry to interrupt you.
I know, but it smells
delicious.
Listen, you guys are missing out because it smells.
Fantastic.
It smells like fried chicken though.
Well, that might be mine. Oh, we got a short segment, and we got a super short segment up next. But we do have to get to a break because we got to sneak one more in before we hit the out music and all that fun stuff. So we'll be right back behind the game with PJ, live from Mary Ellen's Food from Soul, 20th Pine Lake. Get down here, get you some food. We'll be right back.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, but you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
It's the weekend. Do you know where your kids are? The dangers of alcohol, marijuana, and other controlled substances are bad enough. They become even worse when teens get behind the wheel or catch a ride with an impaired driver. Parents, it's time to start what could be a life-saving conversation with your kids about the dangers of underage drinking and drug use. Learn more at coalitionrx.org. Paid for by federal grant dollars through Nebraska DHHS and Region 6 Behavioral Healthcare. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Joined by Sam Cook, 39 years old from Seward, Jake. Played 16 seasons with Baltimore. Why do you think it worked so well for you in Baltimore?
With
success of our special teams over the 16-year career. Never left the field without feeling like I got something out of it each day. And I always try to find a way to make sure I got each day got better.
Early Break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of Behind the Game with PJ. Go ahead, take a pic. Handing out some Eric Strickland signed pictures.
Hey, this is our third baseman and future catcher and pitcher.
You want to get on here?
Come say hi.
Get on here.
Come say hi.
Oh, hop on. Hey,
Hi.
how you doing, man? What was your name again?
Cooper.
Cooper, you're a third baseman and a pitcher, right?
Mhm.
And you said that you like pitching more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you said that you might move to catcher.
I can't say for sure.
Okay. No, that's understandable. Keep the insider information inside, right? Yeah. We don't want to give away all the secrets.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, who is your favorite baseball player?
Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant. Are you a Cubs fan? Were you a Cubs fan?
Mm-hmm. Well, all my favorite players left.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm a.
You're a player fan.
Yeah, I like the Cubs, but.
Don't worry, my wife is a Cubs fan. I got her I think it was a Javier Baez jersey.
Oh,
And then
nice.
2 years later, he was gone. And I was like, that's sad. She got me a Javier Baez Team Puerto Rico jersey as well, but that's irrelevant. My co-host is also a Cubs fan. And
You? Yes. Yeah, I love.
and my other co-host. I got two co-hosts who are Cubs fan. Can you believe that?
No.
So weird. I'm surrounded for some reason. I'm surrounded by Cubs fans. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I did to deserve this. Okay, you know what? I'll give you that one. I do like the Cubbies. They are pretty nice. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Grab whichever picture of Eric Strickland you want.
Yeah, food's good.
You're enjoying it?
All right, take your pick, hon.
Whichever one you want,
Yeah,
man.
whichever one.
He had a great time in Nebraska. He enjoyed his time in Dallas, Milwaukee.
Take your pick.
Eric Strickland. He's kind of a big deal. Calls himself Stricky, and I love it every time he does it. Talks in the third person sometimes.
I wonder if
it's
I've met
fantastic.
him. Have I met him yet?
I think you have.
Oh,
I'm not
I've
100%.
met so many people, and I feel so bad
I've
when
met so many people.
Listen, Rico, you get hit because usually you're across the table and we got that big old thing, and I
I
can't
know.
hit
That's
you.
why it's
Now
I know it's important.
So
It's important. That was very important.
You
Young
picked a
Strickland.
good one.
You want to know something really cool? I went to the same high school that Eric Strickland went to. Granted, it was many years apart. Bellevue West. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. We go and watch. We went and watched them win a state. Well, we watched them lose the state title actually together once. I don't know when he was there. That was back in the day. I graduated in 2012. It was just a couple year difference. No big deal. You know Aaron Davis? That is a great man right there.
Great
he is
man.
Amazing. Really? Oh.
80's awesome.
Campus life with AD.
It's a good time.
He's a great man. The first time I ever met him was I was doing Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Shout out to Farrell's. And he just walked in, and it was after I didn't know it was after his diagnosis and after he had kind of gotten healthy enough to come back to work out. And they were telling me about him, and he was just in the back doing his own thing. And I met him and, kind of introduced myself. And then like a couple weeks later, he came into the station. I was like, hey, I know you.
Yeah.
He does. He has his show Riffing with Raph and AD. They do that Wednesdays, I believe. So yeah. You did? Nice. Wednesdays 7 to 9. That's when I do the show. Hey, thank you for
have a good
stopping
night.
by.
Thanks for stopping by.
Love it. Love interactions.
Thanks, Eric Strickland.
Shout out to Stricky.
Stricky.
On the Block with Strickenbach. You can listen to that show every weekday from
I think I've met him.
4 to 6. Yes.
I
4 to 6.
apologize, Eric Strickland, if I've met you. And
I'm pretty sure you have. I think you've
I
met
feel like I have.
just about everybody that works at the station.
Yeah.
But it's, it's okay. We love Stricky regardless. I really I don't even know if this is yours.
It was not mine.
I think they
I know
might
we
have
didn't
left
even-
this from Thirsty Thursday, and I think I might take it with me.
Go ahead.
Chateau Le
What is it,
Gabaret.
rosé?
Bordeaux
Yeah,
Rosé.
rosé. I'm not a big fan of rosé.
I don't know if I am.
It's good. I mean, it's good. Good stuff.
We didn't
Rosé's
drink
good.
it, but
did
we
not.
normally show you guys wine, so here you go. I think this one's
read
good.
the label. What does it taste like? Does it have a? Oh, really?
From Myers Cork and Bottle and not sweet. Thank you,
Okay.
Harrison. Huh. I think I'm still going to take it. It doesn't say anything. It
I
doesn't
might
give
like
me
it then,
any
'cause it's not
it doesn't
sweet.
give me any hints onto how it might taste.
I might take a sip.
That's fine. I mean, the show we normally drink like an entire bottle of wine, so you taking
True.
a sip isn't going to hurt anything.
But I'm drinking. I have.
Anyways,
not
if
enough
you
lately.
if you want to watch some sports right now, the Warriors and the Celtics are going at it, and I just got an update on my phone. Granted, it was 5 minutes ago. The Warriors went on a 21-0 run
Who's
to
gonna win
open
the series?
to open Game 6. So
The Warriors.
the Warriors are up 3-2. We'll see what happens. I have the Warriors winning in 5, so I'm already off. But I still think the Warriors win. Steph Curry gets his 4th ring, 5th ring. I don't know how many rings.
Is he MVP this year?
He wasn't MVP, Nikola Jokic. I think he gets Finals MVP though.
Interesting. Awesome.
So, but again, thank you guys for listening. Stop by Mary Ellen's Food from the Soul whenever you can. 28th and Pine Lake. It's delicious food. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Night.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys